Donald Trump is going to go off onto a tirade here where he talks about government versus capitalism. He's also going to sprinkle in some lies because he's Donald Trump. How could he not? And he's going to propose a solution for the country that I think is exactly wrong.
It's free enterprise versus government. And we need more. Now, we need more. But I do that. I fix things. That's what I do. I got rich by fixing things. I buy something, and usually I'll buy it out of bankruptcy. The problem is every time I buy something out of bankruptcy, they said, Trump went bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. I just bought Doral out of bankruptcy 2 years ago. And the story said, Trump, 800 acres in the middle of Miami, the most beautiful place. It's going to be the greatest resort in the country. And it's already there. You saw the tournament 4 weeks ago with Tiger Woods, everybody. But I just bought Doral out of bankruptcy, and some reported, they're very dishonest people, a lot of these people. They said, Trump files for bankruptcy. Every time I buy something out of bankruptcy, I file for... I bought a house in Palm Beach for $40 million out of bankruptcy. I sold it for $100. Not a bad deal, right? We need... I don't want to brag, but this is what we need in the country, you know? We got to make deals like this much bigger. We got to make those deals.
Incorrect. See, this is, of all the memes, this one pisses me off the most. And it's the conservative idea that government should be run like it's a for-profit business. No, government is there specifically to do the things that for-profit business is too greedy to get done. You know, stuff like infrastructure, prisons, healthcare. Healthcare is a big one. It should be education and college, too, including college. These are all things that for-profit industry has shown that the profit motive is incredibly perverse if it's applied in these different areas. So for him to make this broad, sweeping comment that we need more of this in the country, we need more of this in government. No, we don't. No, we don't. We need the exact opposite. We need more actual public servants. We need people to get into government. Well, obviously, we need to get rid of the corruption in government. That's step number one. You do that by getting the money out of politics. But we also need people in government who give a shit about public service, who give a shit about providing equal opportunity throughout the country by having the right safety nets, having the right programs in place, everything in order. What he's saying is the opposite. He's saying put in businessmen and watch them destroy shit. And that's always what happens, by the way. Now, I don't know, I love how he's always defensive about bankruptcies because he's dead wrong. No, it's an absolute stone-cold fact that Trump went bankrupt 4 times. His companies went bankrupt 4 times. What he's mentioning there is something different. The idea that you can buy something out of bankruptcy and then take it over and do whatever, that's different. But he certainly has gone bankrupt 4 times. His casinos is just one example. There's an article on ABC News that highlights everything. So the idea that he's a business genius, he doesn't know dick about businesses. His dad was worth $400 million. If you give me a dad who's worth $400 million, yeah, I can call myself a business genius too, and I won't go bankrupt 4 times. He did. Now, also I should mention, what he's alluding to there is the same kind of thing that Bain Capital does, that a lot of these different investment firms on Wall Street do. It's a trick. It's called a leveraged buyout. So what you do is you take a struggling company, okay, you go to your buddies at the bank who usually are actually your buddies, like you went to the same frat and you're willing to rig the system and game the system together. So you go in and help a company when it's struggling. You go to your buddies at the bank, you take a tremendous loan out of the bank, you skim off 15% or more right off the top, and you put it in your pocket. Okay, so boom, you already made like $17 million without having a fucking bat and eyelash. You made two phone calls, you're already rich, richer by millions, okay? And then you load the company up with the debt, and then you say, okay, you're on your own. And then when the company fails, you go, oh, it's a shame it didn't work. Well, we got our cut. Sorry! You know, Mitt Romney, this was the whole scandal with Mitt Romney, with what he was doing at Bain Capital. KB Toys is one example of a company they did this to. Remember KB Toys? I remember going in there as a kid. They took a tremendous loan, took their cut, gave the loan to KB. KB went under anyway because they didn't actually change the business plan, and they said, whoops, well, at least we got our cut. Sorry, there's nothing we could do about it. And this is why we call it predatory capitalism. Because you're not actually contributing anything to the economy. You're just an unnecessary middleman that's sucking cash out of all the productive people because you have connections at the bank. Well, this is what Trump is referring to. Do we need more of that in the country? Is that what we need more of?